Yo, what's going on, you guys? Here, Pwny, and in this video, we're going to be going over the best defense in Madden 25. This is a defense that was ran in the MCS, and it is still one of the best defenses. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, and hit that noti bell so you guys never miss an upload. And if you guys got nothing to say, just comment FTA. It stands for the algorithm, and it helps push these videos to more and more people. And if you guys want to catch any of the action live, down in the description, hit that follow button on the Twitch channel. Subscribe if you want to support. I stream all the time. So if you guys want to catch anything that I post here live, just hit that follow button on the Twitch channel. Now, today's video, we're going to be coming out of the 4-3 even 6-1, and you can find this formation in all of these playbooks here: the Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers. Take a screenshot. Now, I've had the liberty of using the Panthers, the Chiefs, the Colts, the Raiders, the Vikings, the Patriots, all those defensive playbooks, and the Vikings is probably the best one out of all of them. The Vikings and potentially the Panthers. So those are the two that I would recommend for you guys to actually utilize out of this playbook. Now, we're going to go over coaching adjustments and personnel that you guys will need for this to run as best as possible. Now, for coaching adjustments, for the blitz that we're going to be talking about today, you don't need to change any of this. Now, the way that I run it, I like to have my auto flip on off and my auto alignment set to base. It's just the way that I like running the defense. It might work better if you guys run it, out of man or default, but I like running this out of base. So, personnel, all you're going to need is two speedsters here at the defensive tackle formations. As you can see, I actually have my defensive tackles out at defensive ends. So I have Gastineau, who I usually use at defensive tackle, at defensive end, and I have Ndamukong Suh, who's supposed to be a defensive tackle, and I have him out here. Something about having a big body bends at the defensive end. Now, the more important thing that you guys need to have is in the middle linebacker position, the shorter, the better. We're creating a loop. We're creating a stunt is what we're doing out of the defense. And the smaller the linebacker here, the better it will work. So if you guys ended up having, what's his name? Malcolm Rodriguez. I think that's one of the guys that a lot of people utilize in this game so that they could have some speedster linebacker while him being short enough to actually not affect the blitz as much. The shorter the better. So if you guys have a Divine Diablo and you guys like using him, switch him out for a Manti Te'o or somebody that is short so the blitz works a little bit better for you guys. So cover 4 quarters is the play that we're going to mainly be coming out in, but you can call it out of any play in this formation, but cover 4 quarters is going to be the main. Then on the offensive side, it does not matter what they call. Now, the blitz, I'm gonna try to send it, and it's a little bit difficult because obviously we have a secondary controller that we have to call hike out of, but hopefully we end up getting it right the first time, and unfortunately we did not. So I'm gonna end up going ahead and try to send it and trying to make it so that you guys can see exactly how the blitz is supposed to work. But this is a timing blitz, and this is something that you guys will have to practice. But once you do get it, I promise you, like this, so bam, you will end up with a lot more defensive stops in Madden. And that's a perfect example of what the blitz is supposed to look like. And what you're doing is you're creating your own potential stunt. So you're sitting there, you're engaging with the center while allowing the other defender to come in looping. And once he loops, it's very, very difficult to stop, because if you time it, let's time it. 1, 2, boom, and he's getting sacked. There's not much that the opponent can do when it comes to that, because again, you have to read the field and see what it is that the defense is coming out in and what they're doing. And once you end up getting sacked that quick, it's going to frustrate your opponent. Now we're going to go over the blitz twice, or the way that I like to run it. We're going to go over it twice. Once for those of you guys who are intermediate players, and once for those of you guys who are new to the game. So for those of you guys who are intermediate, I like to show blitz because I like to bring down my safeties. Now, since it is a defensive video, something that you guys must do, and you guys have to do it out of any formation, especially if you're calling a cover 4, is even if your safeties come down, move them over a little bit just so that the seams are not completely naked. I know it's one of the main things that end up frustrating people is when people are just throwing the seams right at their faces and the defenders do nothing to actually guard it. So make sure that you're taking these safeties and moving them in. So again, the blitz. wherever the running back is, I like to shift the D-line to the opposite side of where the running back is. Then you're going to crash your D-line to the same side that you just went and, you know, shifted your linebackers to, or your linemen. And for this video, there are a couple other things that you guys could do to make the blitz a little bit better. But just for the video, we're just going to crash to the left, okay? We're going to crash the same side that we moved. Then the best way to kind of look to where your user should be, look at where the angling in which the defensive lineman is crashing, okay? You want to take your user and you want to hover right at the end of it. So right here is a perfect spot to user. And then once the play gets called, you are going to go ahead and crash your left stick this way because you want to engage with the center of that's on the offensive team. Pretty much that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do. And if you get it right, again, this is a practice thing, so hop in practice mode to test it out. And then if you get it right, you're going to be able to go ahead and do this, and boom. As you can see, very consistent, it's one of the best blitzes in the game, and it's something that pro player Madden champion Fancy ended up utilizing in the MCS, and it allowed for him to get pretty much. He showcased some of the best defense that we might see in Madden 25, aside from, you know, players that are phenomenal at switch sticking, which he actually is. So for those of you guys who are new to the game, we're gonna come out, we're gonna show blitz, which is triangle, and then R1 or right bumper. It's gonna bring your defense down. Then you're gonna crash your defense, you're gonna shift your defensive line to the opposite side of where the running back is. And the reason why I do this is because the way that you take your user, so you take your user and you pretty much crash them towards where the linebacker, you take your user and you crash them towards the same side of where the running back is. It allows you to pretty much get a head start on trying to guard if these guys are on whatever kind of route concepts that they're on. So your user's already going towards that right side of the field, which usually is the strong side of the field. So you do that, you shift your line, which is left on the directional pad, and then you're going to crash your D-line the same exact way. So left on the directional pad and move the defensive line the opposite way of where the running back is. Then you're going to crash towards that same way, which is left on the directional pad, and move the right stick towards the left in this situation. Then you're going to take your user, and as you can see where that lineman is or where he's crashing, you want your user to hover right at the end of that pretty much. And then after that, you're going to take your user and you're going to crash right into where the center is. Okay? You're going to crash right to where the center is, and it should work. You should loop. Obviously, from time to time, it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually you know, make the blitz work out perfect. But at the end of the day, if the blitz does not work out perfect, you are in a cover 4 situation, which is going to allow you to pretty much switch stick and make your life a little bit easier. But again, if you crash too hard like I just did there, again, the blitz is going to come in very inconsistently, but it's one of the easiest things to do once you get it down pat. It ends up being, if you're not playing with 2 controllers, it will be a lot easier to make the blitz come in. I promise you. It's just something that you guys have to practice. And again, it's a very consistent blitz if you're not trying to run the blitz with just 2 controllers. So again, boom, one more time for the people in the back, for the naysayers that might think, oh, this blitz don't work. This is exactly how the blitz is going to work. And like I said, you crash and shift your D-line the opposite way of where the running back is, because you simply are going to have more things to defend on the side of where the running back is, especially if you're not running match coverage, if you're not shading underneath, if you're trying to run a defense a different way. This is going to make it so that the defense is the best as possible. And again, you can run this out of any defense, match defense, cover 1, cover 2, depending on the playbook that you guys are in. Cover 4 quarters, you can run the match version, you can shade underneath, but this defense is lights out. And if you guys want some extra tips on it, again, hit that Twitch, let me know, hit the Discord. It's all down in the description below, because there are some extra tips that will make this blitz even better. My name is Pwny Montana. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out.